Righty ho. I have a little bit of a problem with this fella. So I've got some nice hammer parts, which that's New Zealand dollars, but that's very expensive even for New Zealand dollars. We'll get rid of that. I'm gonna get another set of these for my other AAP I've got, but I have problem. And I was going to wait till I get all the rest of my parts and just do all of this all at once. But as you can see here, hammer is broken. Whee! The little lug snapped itself off. So I figured, fuck it. I'll put this one in here now and then maybe do some weird stuff with the clip later to put it all together with the other one. So, oh well. Here we go. It's pretty fucking simple, honestly. Replacing. I've never used any of the other AAP hammer parts before because I haven't actually ever really needed to, because I haven't had this one that long, and the other one I've got I haven't really used because I want more parts for it and I've been using other guns and whatnot. But from what I can tell from all my research online, these are about the only set that are actually drop in, and they do look very, very pretty. The machining on these things are so nice. Definitely going to get another set of the TTI ones. Just not from this country because they cost way too much money from this country. New Zealand is retarded. Everything just costs too much money. But that's okay. So to get your hammer out, you just pop those two pins out, blah, blah, blah. Start moving that up. You can pull the trigger, keep your hand on this fella, because he's under spring. Pulling the trigger will let the trigger bar come up, and then you can fish that off. And first of all, we'll take that off so we don't lose our spring. Our spring doesn't even want to be lost. Look at that. Move that out the road. There's a pin there, there's a pin there, and there's a pin there. That one there is the cunt. The other ones, they're okay. Pop Mr. Spring out of here, maybe, maybe not. Aha, pull hammer back. Pop spring out. Here we go. Isn't that lovely? Lovely chovely. Pull trigger, let set auto reset. There we go. Hammer's back up. This fella here is out. Poke pin out. Ooh. You gonna come out of there, you? Hey, look at that. Now, is it easier to take out the auto sear or the other one? I don't think it really matters which order you take them out. All right, I'm gonna take the auto sear out. Well, actually, I don't know if that's auto sear or the semi-auto sear. I'm just gonna go this way as well. This one only goes one way. There's a little wee spring under here. Don't lose spring. Put that over there, and then this fella here, I believe it only comes out one way as well. Just like so. All my springs in this hammer set are all stock, but my other AAP, which is a carbine, which I need to do all this to as well, has a different hammer spring in it, because the standard one that came in actually broke. I can't remember, one of these two tabs broke off of it, which sucks a little bit, but you know, whatever. Should be right. I'm gonna find a rag and clean off this housing a little bit. It's a little bit greasy right now. A little bit greasy. Might actually zoom in a little bit shortly to, here we go. Get it more in that general area. Isn't that nice? It's a bit bloody greasy down in here. This gun was actually being rather sluggish, and in 10-ish degree weather on fucking propane, which I don't have around me right now, it would cycle a few times, and then it would just not cycle. get the bolt stuck halfway back, or it wouldn't feed a BB or whatever. I'm just wondering if maybe this leaning over in a weird way in that cold weather, you wouldn't think so, but maybe it was causing too much pressure on the cam, between the cam and the bolt. This AAP is completely stock, other than the paint job, and yeah. So this is the first bits that they're going into here. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. We need that one. We need that one. That's for the body. Those are 3 pins for the hammer housing. Also, if you're shit with tools, don't work on guns. Get someone else to do it, because I'm a very avid believer that we need something called like a tool license, where people should not be allowed to purchase tools unless they have a tool license. You gotta prove you're competent to drive a car, and most people can't even do that. And so why can't we have a tool license so that people stop breaking shit and then having other people have a harder time fixing things? I just don't get it. It's mind-boggling. This might be a little bit of a pain, so I might reassemble this quickly in like a little time lapse of sorts. I will say first though that grease is good in this area. Metal on metal, metal on metal. Biggest thing to grease, just if you're gonna grease anything, grease these pins. If you're gonna grease anything else, look at where surfaces latch together. Like this. Look, see? Put some grease on these latching surfaces. You don't have to smother everything, but latching surfaces, pins, grease. Metal on metal, no good. Wear stuff out. Grease. Okay, now time lapse. I don't like that little fucking that pin is such a cunt. Okay, we're good now. I don't like that one. I really don't. That one is just such a pain. You got to try and not to be a rough cunt. You really do have to try to not be a rough cunt with it. But sometimes you can't help but be a rough cunt with it. And then I said, fuck this, and I just started hammering a little bit on it. I don't like hammering on stuff if I don't have to, but kind of had to with that one. That's okay, though. We got the pin in finally. We got the hammer set. The spring is nice and set. The long leg is meant to sit over here. The shorter leg is meant to be down lower and sitting in that corner there. This fella here sits in between here. Is it that way around? Yeah, I believe it's that way around. But yeah, he sits in there. That pin goes through the longer hole, and the little triangle bit sticks down so that other spring can grab onto it. Right, we'll get this auto sear or semi-auto sear, whichever one it is. I can't fucking remember. It doesn't really matter. That spring was that way there around on the other one. I'm going to carefully sit that there and push that down. And this one should be this pin. But I'll put a grease on there. The grease can mostly be at the one end because the one end is the only end that's got anything moving on it. I have no idea if I'm managing to keep this in frame nicely or not, because I'm trying to see what I'm doing. Yeah. Look at that. It's got movement. So we push that to there. That should catch. Hit that. It will only drop at the moment because I haven't got the rest of the parts in here to catch it. That is actually, I reckon that's less tension you have to push on this to actually release that hammer than the stock parts. So even though this is steel, because it feels like less tension to me, it's probably not going to wear the actual bolt out too quickly, which is nice. It's very nice. Gonna clean up all the bloody, all the lovely stuff I got on there from mucking around with it. This fella here just drops into that general area there. However, I'm going to put a little bit of grease just in this catch area. That's too much grease on my fingy. Yeah, just put like a little bit right there. Both right there. Just let it release nicely, you know, when it catches on. So that fella sits there. This fella here goes there. And we're going to put some grease on this pin. This pin doesn't matter which way around it goes in. It just goes in. Just fucking send it. All right. Put this pin in here. Through there. Here we go. And you have to... Is it easier to cock the hammer? It possibly is. There we go. You're going to get the fire pin here for the gas release to come back so you can see it here. And you're going to get this little bit of the spring hooked around into there. You can see it go around there and hooked into there. The only bit left is this one here, which sits in there with the spring in there. And, there we go. Hammer all back together. Need to do now, so I'm going to set that down that way so it doesn't go flying. I'm going to clean off that bar a little bit there. That's where we're at. You could even put like just a tiny bit of grease around that if you really wanted to. Uh-oh. Don't lose your spring. Put that in there. This trigger bar here, if it gets stuck down like that, it's because the safety on the trigger is doing that, I believe. That's got to sit in there like that. Very simple. And you just, while holding that fella as well, lower it down in here. When you get to there, push your takedown button, and it will just sit in there. Look at that. And it pretty much won't move. And all you got to do, put your pins back in. Pins back in like so. Those catch, those trip, click, click. Cool, man, that's fancy. Semi-auto appears to be working there. Now for full auto, click, and then when you let this go forward slowly, the hammer should release there. One way to check it has released, pull the trigger. If you hammer drop, no hammer. So you can hear that extra click is the actual hammer dropping. Now, here's one I prepared earlier. Let's see what it does. Actually, we'll try semi first. Whoa! This is only set to about 80 psi or so. Let's see if the full auto works. Apparently the full auto is where you have all your trouble with these things. Bruh, that is sick. I think that hammer set is absolutely fucking mint. TTI, you make some beautiful looking parts. All that firing and I don't see any extra wear on here, so you know I'm getting some better bolts anyways, some lighter bolts, but I think that's a beautiful, beautiful piece of kit right there. I really do. TTI, you have outdone yourself with that one. Now I'm hoping that that solves my cold weather problem till all my other parts come in. Woo! Oh well. Peace out, man. Fucking sick.